Well, g'day, welcome to another video from GK's Amazing Tasmania. Now this one is not off the beaten track like so many of ours are. Here we're going to visit Oatlands, which is just off the Midland Highway about an hour north of Hobart in Tasmania. With its wonderful Georgian era buildings, the Oatlands Streetscape is like a step back in time in a very positive sense. In this video we're going to take you to some of the major sites. We will take you inside the Commissariat, the Old Courthouse and the Jail, and we'll show you how you can get a hold of the keys to these places and take yourself on a self-guided tour. There are over 150 sandstone buildings in Oatlands and enough cafes, accommodation and other points of interest to keep everyone happy. Alright, so let's have a look at the Commissariat. In 1825, a military detachment was based here, so the town had a very early military and convict history. The Commissariat is the oldest building standing from that military era in Oatlands, and was the storehouse for the military and convicts living here. After some archaeological excavations here, this lovely old gold sovereign was found here. It is an 1878 sovereign from the Melbourne Mint. Now that would have bought you quite a few loaves of bread back in the day. Lake Dulverton is a great spot in Oatlands to have a picnic and to do some bird spotting. We've been here a few times and always find it a peaceful place to be no matter the weather. So next we visit the Old Courthouse. We had the keys to the building and showed ourselves through. The Oatlands Courthouse was the only Supreme Court outside of Hobart, so a number of people were sent to the gallows from here. This building was constructed by convicts in 1829, and during its Supreme Court era from 1841 to 1863, some 18 prisoners were sent to eternity for crimes such as highway robbery and murder. Now from the 1940s to the 1970s, this was a family's home, so some of the items on display are from the Thomas family who lived here at that time. Now, to get hold of the Oatlands Key and the booklets so you can go on a self-guided tour, you can go to one of these locations on screen now and leave a small deposit. It was $20 when we went. You will get a key to the Commissariat, the courthouse and the jailer's residence where we are headed next. You'll get the deposit back when you return the key. This is where we got the key from, a very helpful lady at the Oatlands District Historical Society at 107 High Street. Okay, let's now go to jail. You must get your hands on this booklet. There is so much info about the jail, how and when it was built, about its residents, escapes and lots more. And of course, you need the Oatlands Key to go inside. The Oatlands Jail was completed in 1836 and its sandstone walls are huge at 30 feet high. It certainly would have been an impressive sight in its time, and in fact, it still is. It was partially demolished in the 1990s and mostly what remains is the jailer's residence. Oatlands was the only regional jail where men were executed, and as reported earlier, 18 souls were sent to eternity from here in the 1840s to the 1860s. Originally built to house 200 prisoners, the numbers eventually dwindled until the jail was no longer used to house prisoners. In the 1930s, the jail began to be dismantled, leaving just the jailer's residence and reducing the walls by 2/3. In 1954, the former exercise yards were turned into a local swimming pool. In 1939, the arched entry to the jail was moved to High Street in front of the Oatlands Area School. In 2013, it was returned to its original and current location. So there's lots of information about individual buildings right through Oatlands, and you can find it in the booklet or just wander around and see them as you go. Okay, so let's go to Callington Mill. Callington Mill was built in the 1830s and it was operated as a wind-driven flour mill for about 60 years. There is so much more to its history, and now it is part of the Callington Mill Distillery and Visitor Complex. A great place to visit, take in the sights, the history, and maybe have a meal or take a tour. Okay, so there you have it. Oatlands, a great place to visit, plenty to see and do, and plenty of accommodation if you want to stay. Don't forget, as all of us YouTubers say, like, comment and subscribe. I really do mean that. If you like what we do and want to see more, belt the crud out of that subscribe button. Until next time, take care and have a good one.